Hey guys, I just thought I'd make a short video about a video that I saw today, like a reaction video. What I want to talk about is chasing views at any cost, becoming a massive podcasting channel. The video that caught my attention, I forget the name of it, but I'll link it in the description. I don't have it with me now, I'm on the road, I'm out, and I just thought I'd do it now while I was out. He asks the question, is podcasting over? Is the golden age of podcasting over? And he makes a really good argument. Again, I'll link it in the description. Watch it maybe and see what you think. He talks about how the really big channels like Diary of a CEO, Huberman, Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, Chris Williamson, these big podcasting channels that have millions of subscribers. He talks about how originally the podcasting platform was a way to share information, good quality information with audiences. And that the podcast host would, he'd be interested in sharing that truth with his audience. But now, as these channels have become so enormous, they're businesses. I mean, this is a business for me, or I'm trying to make it a business, but these are businesses. This is what these guys do for a living. So then you'd have to ask yourself well, how do they make their living? Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, Chris Williamson, Diary of a CEO, specifically him, is these guys make their money from their podcast through sponsorship. Now, sponsorship means that they will advertise and promote the brands of certain products that we all see online. They're giving their credibility to the product and saying, I endorse this. This is not a scam. This is not an internet scam. This product will serve you and do you well. However, you got to look at it from a sponsor's point of view. Remember that these guys earn money from their sponsors on a commission basis, which means the more people that view the content, the more money they'll make from the sponsor. And when you see the discount codes in the description, they're not really for discounts. That's so the sponsor can measure how many hits or how many people are being sent there from that particular influencer who they're sponsoring. So you'll see, put Huberman 15% into the checkout when you're buying the product. That's, that discount, they've already business model that away. That's merely to track. Diane! So I'm going to have to pause this video now. A friend of mine has just drove past on his scooter. We'll pick it up in a minute, okay? And let's see if I can get him in to say a quick hello to my guests. It's Dayan, who I did a podcast with only a few weeks ago, and he's just drove past. Hey man, Dayan's just joined me. Dayan from the podcast the other day.
Hey. Good to see you. Just
yeah, good. Right, I'm back. So, that's what it's like here. Just bump into people all the time. It's great. So that was Dayan. If you haven't seen that podcast, click there and you can watch it. Perfect time to promote it. But anyway, yeah, so these guys make this money from sponsorship, and that sponsorship is commission based, so that the more eyeballs that see their podcast episode, the more money they get paid. So it's in they're in the quantity game. If you want to get eyeballs, you need controversy. You need as much controversy as you can generate in order to have arguments in the comment sections, arguments online, arguments on various social media platforms, in order to generate the traffic to get the eyeballs on that episode, so that product is being pushed. Now, the podcast hosts, when they're playing that game, they're not committed to giving you true information. They're interested in shifting product. That's their business model. Fair enough. No, fair enough. If that's how they're making the money, that's how they're making the money. Why it appealed to me was because I realized that's something that I'm just not interested in doing. In the past, I've had a couple of sponsors, but I haven't really pursued it. It's not really been something I've wanted to do. Why that was important to me was to see, okay, well, there is a different way that I can go. I can either chase the views through courting controversy and sharing information with you that I know to be false just in order to shift product, and that's not what I want to do. I always want to have a commitment to sharing with you information that I believe to be true. and I believe to be valuable and useful to you. I'll always do that. So, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to go the sponsorship route. Never say never, but I don't think I'm ever going to say go the sponsorship route. Therefore, I have to content myself with a different way of monetizing this podcast. When I say monetizing, I mean, you know, I'm putting a lot of effort in. I want something back. Fair enough, you know. So I think maybe we're going to go the membership route, so that if you want to be a part of the community that we're building, if you want to support what we're doing, that you can become a member. I know I've already got a membership, and thank you for all those who've stuck by me, and I haven't been as good with it as I should have done, but you know, it's all a big learning curve. But what quality means is less people using the service. Quality means less consumers. So I have to content myself with not seeking out these millions and millions and millions of subscribers at the cost of my credibility, at the cost of my integrity. Money's not that important to me. It's important, but it's not that important to willingly, knowingly sell false information to you, because that's one of the things he talks about in the video. He shows that there was a Huberman episode. He gets an expert on, and the expert is sharing information about a study. Right, it was about putting weight on when you eat sugar or not eating sugar or whatever, right? And the guy who's on is meant to be an expert. Huberman, remember, sells himself as like one of the most preeminent scientists in America. Now, Huberman just knows how to make money, right? And the guest he has on shares information about a study that he is committed to. But what happens is there's another guy who checks the study out, and what he finds is that everything he says in that study that is on that podcast is false, is completely false. And Huberman didn't correct him after the event, didn't make an update saying, guys, I've looked at the information and, you know, this is false. He's meant to be a scientist, right? But he's got more important issues to deal with at the moment, which is hawking product. Anyway, I just wanted to make this little update. We've got a new podcast coming this week with Jean the Baker, in which we talk about artisan bread. I know that might piss off a few of my carnivore bros, but this is a different type of food. And also, you know, being a nomadic Frenchman, the relationship between the English and the French politics, French Revolution. Great episode. Really enjoyed talking to him. So keep an eye up on the channel. It should be up this week. And as always, you can now support the channel. If you don't want to buy the products that we're not selling, then become a member. And I'll put a link in. Even though the membership we've got is a little outdated, I will be updating it soon. I'll refocus it because, sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, but it's like when you're doing this and you put a lot of effort into it, you think, okay, well, how can I improve the quality, right? And I can only ever improve the quality by giving it more of my time. But my time is valuable, and I have to find ways to making sure that I can earn a living as well. So I've been a little bit like unsure about what direction to go with the podcast, and you know, how to make it worth my while so that I can keep bringing quality information to you. And I think that's the way I'm going to go, but I'm always subject to change, as everyone who knows me. Oh, one last thing, right, is I like the idea of doing these vlogs, these like updates from where I am and what I'm thinking and where I'm going, but I don't know whether that clogs up the main channel with the interviews and the podcasts. If you think it does, let me know in the comments, because what I'll do is I'll set up a separate channel which is just me doing these vlogs and maybe some clips from the podcast. Or are you happy with it being as part of the overall channel, so you've got different types of content? Let me know. I'd really like to know, because I'm a little bit confused about what direction to go. Do I continue uploading content onto this channel, or should I have a separate one for this type of stuff? Okay, thanks for listening. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.